Welcome. Today on Dojo TV, we're going to talk about what I think is the #1 killer of bagpipe performances in the world today. It was certainly one of the killers of my performances back in the day until I had a key epiphany. So today we're going to talk about rushing the beat. So get ready now for Piper's Dojo TV. So when I was in high school, I was very blessed to have Jim McGillivray as my teacher, and I was also very blessed to be able to practice on a pretty much daily basis for a solid hour as part of my class credits, right, in high school. So I would practice every day, and I remember I would practice under the theater in a very dark room. It was actually very weird, kind of artsy, weird, dark room. And I remember one day the epiphany finally struck, which is that when my foot hits the ground when I'm playing, that is the beat, and therefore everything that I'm playing that should line up with the beat should happen at the exact same moment my foot hits the floor. And we call that playing to the foot, but really what I'm pointing towards here is another epiphany that I've had over the years of teaching many, many, many students, which is at least 95% of all pipers at any level are beat rushers. In other words, they rush the beat. They're actually coming in a split hair ahead of that beat every single time. But of course, you could think of a bunch of things that are bad about that scenario. The first thing is, and you can tell me whether or not this applies to your playing, if you're always a split hair ahead of the beat, right, every single beat, well, the beat's going to speed up very gradually. Keep speeding up until your performance starts to go out of control and you start to lose that control over your playing because you don't have that restraint and control of actually waiting for that beat to happen rather than accidentally inching a little bit ahead of the beat. So right now I want you to think, am I a beat rusher? Okay. The other thing, which is obvious, is that we have to teach ourselves to play to the beat often. Okay. We can no longer have practice sessions that do not involve the metronome. At least not until we're so good at playing precisely to our foot that the metronome is honestly not that big of a deal anymore. But that's way, way in the future for the vast, vast majority of us. So one of the things that we've been talking about a lot in the Dojo U community is our new 6-month plan to get your piping to the next grade level. Picture that, right? A lot of us have been stagnating at the same level for a while. Imagine if you could just commit to 6 months and know that you're going to get to the next level. Well, we do that all the time. We have a very specific system. And one of the things that's built into this system is extensive metronome use. Okay, we have to have that metronome with us all the time until we are among the 5% that do not rush the beat and have controlled rhythmic playing by default. We do a couple of things. First of all, we talk about setting up your perfect learning zone in the plan. It's a big axiomatic point there where we have to have a great learning zone that includes, right, our learning, it includes our music stand rather. You can see my music stand there. Granted, I have most of my music memorized now, but I still have the stand there in case I need to throw something up for touch-ups. I also have my recorder there. Okay, and one thing that I always have with me is my smartphone, and then I have my headphones here. These are actually nice headphones, but you don't need super nice headphones. And I plug these in while I'm playing, and I have that metronome going. And I do that quite a bit now. Granted, I'm very good at playing with my foot now. So eventually, just as you're going to do in your plan, eventually we're going to wean ourselves off of that metronome to allow ourselves to focus on playing from the foot. And then within 6 months of really hard work with the metronome, you're going to be amazed how all the different elements of your playing come together because you focused on playing to the foot. So I want you to feel encouraged by this story. I want you to get that metronome, and at the very least, if you do nothing else, hook that metronome into a nice pair of earphones and play with that metronome every single practice session, pretty much the whole time. There's no reason for you to turn that metronome off because we need to develop that control, because rhythm, that's the bedrock of great piping, and you can develop that on your own. You just have to have this habit. You have to develop this habit, you have to stick with it, and you're going to be a much more rhythmic player. in no time at all. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Dojo TV.